Hey guys, today I'm going to be ranking every entity so far in Apeirophobia. I'll base this list off of what I think about them and how they work. This video is also a part 2 to my levels tier list, so feel free to check that out as well. Anyways, without further ado, let's move on to my entity tier list. Alright, so here we have the entity tier list. If you'd like to follow along, I'll leave a link to this in the description below. And you might see some new faces here, some different entities. This is a mixture of the current entities in the game and some of the concept entities made by Tempest. I have a video covering pretty much all of the concept entities on my channel, but some of them, like this one, I didn't cover. What's another one I didn't cover? There's a few that I haven't. Some are redesigned, some aren't. Yeah. But without further ado, let's start with our first entity. So our first entity, we have Howler. Howler is in level 0. It's based off the Cane Pixels entity, I believe. I think it's cool. Its design is, like every other bacteria entity. It's a bit basic, it's kind of like in that formula for backrooms games, to have this entity. So just for that, I'll put it C tier. It's like in the middle, it's not anything special, but it's not like it's terrible or anything. Next up, we have the Siren, who basically is the partner of this dude. They both live in level 0. I think the Siren's cool. I like its mechanic. I like how it screams, it blinds the player, it alerts the other entity. I think it's cool. It doesn't necessarily kill you unless you touch it, but it gets you killed, if that makes sense. Next up, we have the Phantom Smiler. Okay, this is gonna sound crazy, but just for the scare factor, I'm gonna put it in S tier. Like, okay, hear me out. Every time this dude pops up, I get scared. Like, that never happens with any other entity, So just for that, I gotta put it in S tier, bro. Like, it is. I don't know, bro. I don't know how to explain it. I know people are gonna be mad about that, but like, I've said it before. I really like the Phantom Smiler. I think its design is kind of lacking, but I mean, bro, scares you every time, dude. Like. Anyways, next up we have, this is the version 2.0 starfish, I believe. I like it, it's a good model. Its teeth are a little funny looking. I prefer the newer model over it, but I don't think the newer model's in here. So you know what, I'll put the older one in B tier. I'll put the newer one in A tier. If that makes sense. Okay, next up we have Hound. Hound is S tier, bro. One of the most annoying entities. Bro, it's so annoying, but it's good. Like, its mechanic is good. Even though it is pretty annoying, I think it's still cool. Its design is cool too. It's like a humanoid in a, I don't know how to explain it, in like a animal position, and its legs are like bent. It's creepy. It's creepy. I like it though. Next up we have Lost Soul. Okay. Didn't really know this one was considered an entity, but I have to put in the question mark, tier list, because kind of just sits there, you just find it in the secret room, and that's about it. You get a badge from it. Yeah. Next up, okay. Next up, we have Skinwalker. Okay. Skinwalker. Not a really big fan of the Skinwalker. Its design is really lacking. I understand why it's designed like that, but that doesn't, that doesn't justify its design. In my opinion, I really do not like it. I say it so many times on my videos, on my streams. I don't like it. I'm sorry, I just don't like it. Next up we have Tiny Smiler. That's S tier, easy S tier. I don't think I really have to explain myself why. Cool entity. I do prefer the older Tiny Smiler's animations over the newer one, but other than that, it's still a really solid entity. Pretty much the face of Apeirophobia. You think of Tiny Smiler, you think of Apeirophobia, or if you think of Apeirophobia, you think of the Tiny Smiler. So for that, definitely an easy S tier. Okay, we have Skin Stealer. There's a lot of things wrong with this model. It looks like where the arms are connected, it looks like paper, like crumbled up paper. It's a goofy model. I'm gonna just be honest. It looks like a gingerbread man. It looks like a sandbag. Like, I don't know. The newer one is so much better, bro. Yeah, yeah, let's just move on. Oh, actually, we have the newer one right here. Okay, S tier easily. Let's be honest here. This one is, it just doesn't compare to the newer one. The newer one is so much better. Its mouth is open. It keeps that one eye, which I really like. I think that's cool. I think the only thing I would change about the newer Skin Stealer is maybe increase its height a little bit to make it more intimidating. And yeah, I think that's it really. I don't really have any complaints about the newer Skin Stealer. Another solid entity. Next up we have the Party Goer. So I really like the Party Goer. I really like its hands. I think it's cool that it has like mouths for hands or whatever, or hands for mouths, whichever one. But one thing I wish it was a little bit taller, because it's not that intimidating. Which, I mean, most Party Goer models aren't that intimidating, but still, yeah, for that I'll put it B tier. I'll put it with Siren, or actually, you know what, A tier. No, I'll put it B tier because I don't really like its mechanic. I think it's cool that you can see it through the camera, like only see it through the camera, but I don't like how it just teleports. Like, I wish there was a little more to that, but other than that, it's a pretty solid entity. Yeah, I think B tier is pretty good for it. Next up we have Stalker. So same thing with the Party Goer. I wish it was a little bit bigger because it's not that intimidating. Its jump scare is kind of goofy too. It's like a GIF, and again, it has the same teleport mechanic, which, not a huge fan of. I think it'd be better if they didn't come like one after the other. Like, we had him in Party Rooms, and then we have him in Electrical Station, like right after Party Rooms. So, just having like two entities having a teleport mechanic is just a little bit, what's the word? Underwhelming. A little bit underwhelming. Next up we have Kamiloha. I like Kamiloha a lot. I'll put it in S tier because I was really hyped when I saw it. I was like, holy crap, it's Kamiloha, pretty big entity too. It's pretty intimidating. It's I think it is the biggest entity in the game. Worm might be bigger. I don't know. We'll have to see when it comes out, but yeah, Kamiloha, solid entity. Its level could be a little bit changed, but other than that, solid entity. Next up we have Deformed Howler. Okay. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I actually really like the Deformed Howler. It is a bit slower now in the new level 16, but I think its animations are great. I think that you have like 3 chances before it just starts charging at you. I think that's great. Yeah, I don't really have any complaints besides its speed. Maybe because it's a redesign of Howler. Yeah, I like it. I'll put it A tier. It's up with the new Starfish. Next up we have Clam. We have Clam. Clam is S tier, bro. So about Clam. So with my newest theory, which hasn't came out yet, that's coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, with my newest theory, I tried to include him in somehow because he's erasing the arrows or drawing the arrows. But on stream I asked Maximum if he has anything to do with the story, or if he's just an Easter egg, right? And he's just an Easter egg. He's just an Easter egg. So there goes putting him into my my lore video. Yeah. I think that's okay. That's all the that is all the main entities, I guess you could say, that are in game right now. Let's move on to a couple concept entities. So we have the Orison. Actually, let me make a row for the concepts. Okay. So we have the, where is it? Oh, Orison. So again, if you haven't checked it out already, I made a concept video covering all these concept entities. But basically, the Orison is a huge entity, and it's about the size of the Empire State Building, and it's massive, and it lets out like this alarm, this blaring horn that kills anything in its radius. It's super sick, it's super sick. For that, I'd put it at the top of the concepts. I really like it. There's some that I do like more than it, but we'll get to that. Next up we have this one. So I actually didn't cover this dude in my concept video. He's called the Party Host. I'll pop up an image on screen of him. I'm not gonna lie, I can't really remember his description right now. If I find it, I'll put up on screen for you to read. But yeah, if you want to see a video of me covering these some of these other concepts I didn't cover, then let me know and I will. But yeah, that's the Party Host. Next up we have, this was a drawing that Tempest made for Apeirophobia hitting 1 year old. It's like a party smiler. Party smiler. I don't know how to rank this. I would just put in the concepts, yeah. I don't know what to really say about it. It's just a time smiler with a party hat, yeah. Okay, here we go. Crete. So this is one of the concept entities that I like more than the Orison. So the Crete is sick. It's about the size of the Time Smiler, I think, of the older Time Smiler. I think it might be a little bigger actually, but it has like these concrete plates on it that you can destroy, which is so sick. And it's like its main mechanic is camouflage. It's really cool. Oh, okay, we have a redesign of one concept entity. So if you remember the Observer, I covered that in that video, Dang, I'm so promoting right now. No. So the Observer, he acts similarly to the Phantom Smiler, except he'll spawn behind like a player for like 2 seconds, I think, and he'll just disappear. So he's a pretty pretty mysterious entity. I don't really know like what's up with this dude, but yeah. Oh, here's another concept entity I didn't cover in the video. This one is called the IDNE, or the I do not exist. I think that's what it's called. Do not exist. Basically invisible entity. Can only see it with your flashlight because of its shadow and stuff. Pretty cool. Next up we have the Assembly. Okay, so the Assembly is a Skinwalker redesign. It's like a hazmat suit, you know. It has stretchy limbs, super cool. Definitely preferred over the current Skinwalker, but yeah, we'll see if they change it or not. Next up we have the old Bloom concept. So the Bloom is I like it. I'm not a big fan of it. You know, it's solid, you know, it's there. It's cool. I prefer the newer redesign, but we'll get to that. Next up we have, okay, so these are plushies. Okay, so if you've been keeping up with the channel and stuff, you'll know that I really want like plushies in the game, like collectibles, basically. Collectibles you find around in levels, or like, I don't know, where else would you find it? Yeah, just around levels, you know. Like it could be a Titan Smiler plushie just in like level 6 or level 10, or you know, it could just be like random, like it could be a Hound plushie in the electrical station or something like that, and it'd be like stuff you can view in the in-game lobby, or even just in-game in general, you know. I really want this to come to the game, bro. Oh, that is like my number one wish. I really want this to come to the game, bro. But we'll see, you know, maybe it makes an appearance in chapter 2, but we'll have to see. Okay, now let's I guess we're moving on to some teased entities, you know, from update 4. We have the Caretaker. Okay, so I love the Caretaker's design. I like its like scythe-like hands. I like how its head is it kind of looks like a hood, right? But its mouth is just big, you know. It starts from its neck, it goes up to, you know, its face. It's really cool, honestly. I think Kyle himself like made up this entity, you know. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to really say about it. We don't know what it does, but based off design, I think it's really cool. I'll put it, you know, I have to put it in the question mark because, you know, we don't know what it is, but yeah, it's really cool. I like the design. We have the Worm next. Okay, Worm is by far one of my most anticipated entities coming to the game, because I just want to see how it moves, bro. I just want to see how it moves in the subway. Like that's gonna be sick, bro. Oh, that's gonna be really cool. I can't wait to see what the Worm looks like. Yeah, its design's cool. It has like spikes coming out of it. It has, you know, huge mouth, bunch of eyes all over its body, which is really eerie. Almost like I don't know, it's almost like it's made up of like different humans, and like their eyes are just, you know, popping out. Like it's kind of weird, but it's cool. Next up we have Dollar. Okay, so Dollar, we were actually teased for update 3. Like the Dollar was teased for update 3. Oh, sorry, I worded that wrong. But we didn't see him come to the game, you know, and I thought he was gonna be in level 16 because of all the black goo and stuff, but no, he never made an appearance. So yeah, I'm actually really excited to see what he looks like in update 4. Yeah, not much else to really say about these entities, you know. Again, we don't really know their mechanics. I'm assuming Dollar has like some sort of puddle mechanic, but you know, we'll have to see. Next up we have, this one doesn't have a name. We have, let's just call him Hand Dude. So Hand Dude was teased not too long ago, actually. I think he's the most recent sneak peek. Again, we don't really know anything about him. We don't know what he looks like, but yeah, he's cool, pretty mysterious, you know. Now we got the Keeper. So the Keeper was the second most recent entity sneak peek. Yeah, bro, it looks sick. I think it is gonna be in the graveyard level. So I can't wait to see that. That's gonna be sick. Yeah. Now we're down to our last couple concept entities. I'm gonna speed run this a little bit. Okay, Revamp Partygoer, I'll put it C tier, or I'll put it B tier right below the current one because I don't like its hands, but I do like the, you know, like I said earlier, I do like the height, and I do like the little eye sockets it has behind the mask. I think that's cool. We have the old Observer. I like the Observer a lot, but I don't know, this design, I don't know, this one looks more menacing. This one just, you know, looks more creepy. For that, yeah, for this tier list, I'd put it in like C tier. But yeah, then yeah, let me put Partygoer up here. Next up we have Ribcage. Okay, Ribcage is S tier. One of my favorite concept entities. It's on like the same level of the Orison, but I still think the Creep beats them both, you know, in terms of my favorites. Next up we have Vent Dweller. So this is the old Vent Dweller concept. I wasn't a huge fan of it because I think it's pretty avoidable, and its design is just, I don't know, it just looks like a stick. Yeah. Okay. Next up we have Clam with a Gun. Okay, let's just move on. Moving on to the Bloom 2.0. This is the redesign of the Bloom. So this design, and in my personal opinion, is so much better than the older Bloom design because it looks more menacing. It's, I don't know, it's kind of lanky, you know, and it still keeps, like, you know, the bloom in its back, and yeah, I don't know, I like it. It's definitely up there with these designs, I feel like, or with this one, with the with the Ribcage. Yeah. And lastly, we have the Vent Dweller 2.0. So the Vent Dweller 2.0, now I believe it has I can't really see it in this picture, but I believe now it has like an opening where the head is at, which is really creepy because you can actually see the body in it. So for that, I'm gonna put it higher than the older Vent Dweller, you know. But yeah, that's my entity tier list with a couple, you know, concept entities. If you enjoyed it, then let me know, you know, let me know what you think about it. Where would you rank these entities, you know? And if you'd like to see more tier lists, let me know what you want me to rank, you know. With that being said, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.